Good morning. Friday, the 10th of July, start of another weekend, the second week that we will be able to reopen the church. It was, for me, a deeply moving experience to be able to open the doors again after 15 Sundays of the doors of the church being closed. Last Sunday morning, last Sunday evening, we opened the doors and we welcomed one another back in, be able to worship physically together within the church building. I'm going to say a little bit more about our plans and the pace of transition. Before I come to that, I want to bring you up to date with another moving experience which many of us shared last night. Last night, St. Mark's had the privilege, and it really was a privilege, to host an event called Exhale. We were hosting it on behalf of our deanery, the Lambeth North Deanery, churches from Brixton up to Waterloo. It was an event called Exhale, and it was really in response to many of the issues which we've been stirred to think about through the Black Lives Matter movement. We were inspired by the talent of many, many young people. We were stirred by the content of the poems and the spoken word and songs which were shared. And it was a celebration of diversity, of unity. And the stirring thing was that so many of the speakers, so many of the young people pointed us to the cross of Jesus. Les Isaac stirred us to think about how God has made us fearfully and wonderfully made. I think I can do no better than just give you a few little clips which capture something of the flavour of the celebration of last night.
When life all seems too much, look to God who you can trust. He's the shelter for your pain. He's the light when darkness reigns. He's the love when light is faint. He's the refuge for your rain. Hold on tight, it will be okay. Hold on tight, it will be okay. I played squash with Judases, cast lots with some devils, been chopped in oceans like Jonas, thrown across rivers like pebbles. I've been Job without the faith.
To beat the system, it makes sense, but don't speak out about it. For that, there's no recompense.
There is only one of you. Only one of you. People said, I've seen someone, Les, who looks like you. I said, no, he's a Janelle. Cannot be me. I'm only me. Listen, it's interesting because the Bible teaches us, and when I think about him, I'm not only unique, but I'm part of a family. A family that's white, a family that's black, a family that's Asian, Chinese, Cantonese, African. I am part of a tremendous family. I went to a place called Papua New Guinea to speak. And when I got off the plane, I saw some people, and some of them had dreadlocks. And I said, oh, what that? I said, what do you call that? He said, long grass. And then I said, yeah, man. And they said, yeah, man. Come on. We are wonderfully and fearfully made, and we are part of this universal family that's called the church. From every race, from every tongue, and from every tribe. Who is defining you? I am proud to be a child of God. I am proud to be a Christian. I am proud to know that God has made me a son and the heir of his kingdom, but I'm also proud to know that I'm black, with an African heritage, was born in the Caribbean, and uniquely God has brought me to England. Honor to him. Let no one define you except God. Let no one define you except yourself. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of the color of your skin. Be proud of where you live. Be proud of your faith, and be proud to know that you have a voice to speak, a mind to think, a feet to walk, and dignity and respect to walk and to achieve anything you want to achieve. Let's be encouraged and let God continue to define us. Thank you.
Pastor Les Isaac. He does it.
Well, that was just a little flavour of a few of those who contributed in the evening. Amelie is quite right. She said, "Together we can change the world," and so it was an evening of hope that change is possible, and we continue to pray towards that. This weekend, we welcome you back to church on Sunday, 10:30 and 6:30 again. It was great. We had about 50 back in church last Sunday morning. We were indeed able to live stream the service very satisfactorily. I was a bit nervous as to whether the broadband, the technology would work, but the feedback we've had is that those of you who watched in at home or from overseas were able to feel part of the service. So again, we expect to have that provision this Sunday for both services. You are warmly welcome back in church on Sunday, but for those who are not ready to come back for whatever reason, join us live, we hope, on YouTube, on the St Mark's Kennington YouTube channel. We have tried to keep the rules or regulations as simple as possible. The message we want to just reiterate is this: if you are not feeling well, if you are at all under the weather, best to stay at home. Stay at home and enjoy the service through the live stream on the YouTube channel. If you do come to church, you'll be warmly welcome. We only ask for two or three things. We ask that when you come in, you use the hand sanitizing gel. You can't wash your hands too many times in this present climate. And then, secondly, when you come in, you're asked not to sit next to anybody who is not part of your household group. We are exercising that little social distancing, giving each other a bit of space, the right sort of space, and therefore things will be safer and we can look after each other. We are keeping these regulations out of love for one another, to care for one another, to do the very best for each other. There will be still a few changes. We will be singing on Sunday at the end of the service outside the church. It will just be Eppie ministering to us in music during the service inside. We're just taking one step at a time. And the step we're going to take this Sunday is that at the end of the service, we're going to come out and we're going to join together on the steps of the church for a song. And then as Sundays go on, we will build up. And I think very soon we will be allowed to sing in church. Not yet, but soon. One of the things I'm hoping to do quite soon, though, is to organise a praise night on the steps of the church in the same sort of fashion that we had that event last night. It worked really well in the car park, some chairs, some standing, a sort of natural arena. And I hope on Sunday to announce the date when we will have a praise hour outside, open air, sometime before the end of this month. For those of you desperate to sing, as I am, to lift the roof with praise, we will get that opportunity one evening before the end of this month. Have a great weekend. Welcome to those who come to church on Sunday. 10:30 morning service. 6:30 will be a communion service. And those of you watching on YouTube channel, I hope you feel as much part of it as possible. Do join in with the live chat. During the service last week, I was able to go back and look at the chat and say, oh, welcome to so-and-so, or so-and-so has given this testimony. It'd be great to see you, to get us in the mood for praise, worship, fellowship this weekend. Eppie's going to lead us in a song. Unto you, O Lord, I lift up my soul.
Be put to shame.
body.